Mr. President, Ashli Babbitt was a traitor. She was a traitor to this country. She was part of a violent mob that tried to overthrow our democracy. I was there on January 6th, as so many of my colleagues in the House and Senate were. I remember hearing the pounding on the doors of the House chamber, seeing my colleagues barricading the doors with furniture to stop the insurrectionists from breaking in and disturbing and stopping democracy's day. I remember looking around, thinking about my family, and seeing the mob and what they were willing to do. Ashli was leading the pack. She carried a paraforce knife, a weapon. She pushed to the front of the crowd, ignored repeated orders from Capitol Police to stop, and she pushed through a locked door and barricaded door, and she was part of the mob that smashed through the windows in the Speaker's lobby. And then she tried to even force her way in. She didn't die protecting our country. She died trying to tear it down. Military honors are sacred. They are reserved for the men and women who swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution and the rule of law, and actually live up to it. To give them to Babbitt would be a spit in the face to all of them, and to every veteran who died defending this country. I took that very same oath 25 years ago when I joined the United States Marine Corps. I saw what real service and dedication and sacrifice looked like in Iraq. I saw Marines dying, holding the line so others may have a chance to live. And I buried brothers who gave everything to protect others, to protect this nation. To pretend that Ashli Babbitt deserves the same honors is not only a betrayal of their service, of the oath that they had, but it's also a betrayal of all the oaths that we have all sworn, and is a desecration of the sacrifices our fallen service members have made. Those who served are expected to uphold our oath and military standards even after we are done with our service. If you violate the law and betray the oath, you forfeit honors. Ashli Babbitt knew what she was doing when she stormed the Capitol, and she knew it was illegal. She wasn't a martyr. She was and is a traitor. She voluntarily broke into the Capitol armed with a weapon. That's a clear violation of the law and the oath she swore to uphold during and after service. If we equate the January 6th insurrection with genuine sacrifice, then we cheapen everything our service members have fought and died for. We tell people that trying to kill fellow Americans inside the Capitol is no different than dying on the battlefield protecting them. We erode the trust Americans have in our military, and we feed the lie that January 6th was anything more than an act of treason. And that is why I'm outraged that the Air Force plans to grant military funeral honors to Ashli Babbitt, the traitor. She did not die protecting Americans. She died betraying the Constitution of the United States. Her actions disqualify her from receiving military honors, and this Senate should go on record making that clear. So let any Republican come down here and explain why someone who stormed the Capitol and tried to overturn our democracy deserves the same honors as those who have fought and died to defend it. Because I'll tell you the truth, she doesn't. She is a traitor, and we all know it. I ask unanimous consent. The Senate proceed to consideration of S.R. 32, submitted earlier today. Further, I ask unanimous consent that the resolution be agreed to, the preamble agreed to, and the motions to consider be considered made and laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate.
Is there an objection?
Mr. President,
The senator from Alabama.
reserving the right to object, this resolution is nothing more than a pathetic attempt to strip away the earned honors of a veteran who deployed 7 times during her many years in the United States Air Force. Ashli Babbitt earned these funeral honors through her service to this nation. My colleagues reference Section 985 of Title 10, which gives the executive branch the right to strip funeral honors away from someone who has been convicted of a capital crime. That section has nothing to do with Ashli Babbitt. Ashli Babbitt was never charged with or convicted of a crime. She has never been found guilty of anything by a juror of her peers. In fact, the federal government recently settled a wrongful death lawsuit and paid $5 million to her family as part of that settlement. $5 million. Which brings me to another point. Has Ashli's family not already been through enough? Are Democrats just hell-bent on piling on? Unfortunately, Ashli is not with us any longer, so this petty resolution would serve no other purpose than to punish the Babbitt family. It's disgraceful and it's un-American. In case my colleague is unaware of this, the Constitution still applies even to those you disagree with politically. This is nothing more than political grandstanding. I asked my colleague, where are the resolutions calling to revoke the honors from veterans involved in the 2020 Black Lives Matter riots after George Floyd? How about the ones that participated in a 6-month siege of a federal courthouse in Portland, Oregon? Or the ones who attacked the White House in May of 2020, injuring more than 60 Secret Service agents? They don't exist because it doesn't fit the narrative from the senator from Arizona. And so, Mr. President, for those reasons, I object.
The objection is heard.
Mr. President.
The senator from Arizona.
So today we had a chance to stand with the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for this country in uniform. Ashli Babbitt is not that. She is a traitor. She will be a traitor. And she died a traitor. And let the halls remember that here. My colleague from across the aisle refused to do that. Instead, he stands with the traitors of January 6th. He's trying to say that an insurrectionist who broke into the Capitol with a knife deserves the same honor as the men and women who gave their lives for this country on the battlefield. It doesn't matter how many times she went. It doesn't matter how many times she was deployed. Benedict Arnold was one of the best generals we had until he betrayed us during the American Revolutionary War. He was still a traitor. Ashli Babbitt is a traitor. Ashli Babbitt's actions on January 6th are about as dishonorable as it gets. Giving her honors undermines the Constitution, and it undermines the real sacrifice of millions of veterans who defend our country. My colleague just set a dangerous precedent today. He is standing with the traitors of January 6th. You do not deserve that, America. The veterans of this country do not deserve that. I yield back.